Welcome back. Greetings. Sunday lessons. We're going to talk about 5 more attributes from Budae. Start off with zeal. Zeal or earnestness. Apamado. Let's look up zeal. A search. And that's where we get the word jealousy from too. The fervor or the tireless devotion of a person, a cause, ideal, determination in the furtherness, diligent enthusiasm, and powerful interest. Passion, fervor, tireless devotion. Of course, just like a lot of things, it can be a good and bad based depending on the skill. But let's talk about it. That's our first one. Zeal. Zeal or earnest, apamado, plays an important part in the Buddha's ethics. The way is steep. Therefore, let the wayfarer play the man. Zeal may be displayed either in strenuous mind culture or in deeds of piety. These are the equivalent of faith and works in the Buddhist system. Zeal is the way to nirvana. Sloth is the day of death. The zealous dies not, the slothful are as if it were dead. So basically, having a zeal for your goals or your wherever you're going for, whatever plans you got, ideals, having a zeal for it. The wise who know the power of zeal delights in it, rejoicing in the lot of the noble. These wise ones, by meditation and reflection, by constant effort, reach nirvana, highest freedom. Great grows the glory of him who is zealous in meditation, whose actions are pure and deliberate, whose life is calm and righteous and full of vigor. By strenuous effort, by self-control, by temperance, let the wise man make for himself an island which the flood cannot overwhelm. We're going to talk about that in another video. We're going to talk about the circle and the multi-dimensional circles, how governments think and they establish, especially fools in their folly give themselves to sloth. Let's look that up too, because we're dealing with zealousness and sloth. Which is in a physical laziness, but metaphysically got meanings also. Laziness, slowness in the mindset. So that basically metaphysical, we get into the mindset. And this inclination to action or labor. One of the 7 deadly sins. 7 attributes: pride, vanity, envy, gluttony, greed or avarice, lust, sloth, wrath or anger. Then we're going to talk about anger in us too, I think. And the 7 virtues: the higher self, chastity, temperance, generosity, diligence, patience, kindness, and modesty. That's what we call this 14 demons and angels. 7 and 7. He talk about that when he talking about the circle. Binding demons. Exorcism. Possession. Giving out yourself over to sloth and to dalliance with delight. He who meditates with eagerness attains great joy. When the wise one put off sloth for zeal, ascending the high tower of wisdom, he gazes sorrowless upon the sorrowing crowd below. Wise himself, he looks upon the fool as one upon a mountain peak, gazing upon the dwellers in the valley. Zealous amidst the slothful, vigilant among the sleepers, go to the prudent as a racehorse outstrips a hack. And he basically arm, leg, arm, head, those things given to you by your ancestors, your God, need to be used zealously, alright, for the right things. By zeal, the Sakra reach supremacy among the gods. Man praise zeal, but sloth is always blamed. And Bihuku, who delights in zeal, looking askance at sloth, move onward like a fire, burning the greater and the lesser bonds. A bhikkhu, who delights in zeal, looking askance at sloth, cannot be brought low by the snare to nirvana. What does this love manifest? The thousands. Better than 1,000 empty words is one pregnant word, which brings the hearer peace. I like the thousands. Because words be empty if it don't inspire a soul. If it promotes bad acts, vices, if it's ridiculous, meaningless, doesn't teach anything, right? Unlike in this case, bring the hearer peace. Better than 1,000 idle songs is a single song which bring the hearer peace. Better it is to chant one verse of the law that brings the hearer peace than to chant 100 empty songs. If one were to conquer 1,000 thousandths in the battle, he who conquers self is the greater warrior. And then we're going to talk about the self too, and that's one of the categories. Self-conquest is better than other victories. Neither god nor demigod, neither Mara nor Brahma can undo the victory of such a one, who was self-controlled and always calm. If month by month, throughout 100 years, one were to offer sacrifices costing thousands, and if for a moment another were to reverence self-control, this is the better worship. If one for 100 years tended the sacred fire in the glade, and another for a moment reverend the self-control, this is the better worship. Whatsoever sacrifice or offering a man makes for a full year in hopes of benefit, all is not worth a quarter of that better offering, reverence to the upright. The one who live it, is all it takes is a quarter of living it to make up for 100 years of the outward show, the offering. But these actually metaphysic. When you talking about offerings, these things we do, we do these acts outside of actually physically going to a temple and lighting incense. And all thoughts, words, and deeds all the time. We just don't recognize them. Sacrificing, definitely we do. All the time. For a hope of benefit. And him who is trained in constant courtesy and reverence to the old, 4 qualities increase: length of days, beauty, gladness, and strength. And we say that these days, man, it take you to fall. Your days will be long. Honor your mothers and forefathers. This is another way of saying that. And him who is trained in constant courtesy and reverence to the old, 4 qualities increase: length of days, beauty, gladness, and strength. And beauty as in the ability to see beauty. And radiant, so you can be seen beautifully. Better than 100 years of impure and intemperate existence as a single day of moral contemplative life. Better is 1 day of wise and contemplative life than 1,000 years of folly and intemperance. And better 1 day of earnest energy than 100 years of sloth and lassitude. Playfulness. Weariness. Listlessness. Don't want to talk. Indifferent, apathetic, indifferent. Better 1 day of insight into the fleeting nature of the things of saints than 100 years of blindness to this transcendency. The things of saints. Better 1 day of insight into the deathless state, nirvana, than 100 years of blindness to this immortality. We can talk about nirvana in another video. Better 1 day of insight into the supreme law than 100 years of blindness to that law. Especially the law of the land in which you live on earth. Vice. Cling to what is right. Hold on. Catch me slipping. Cling to what is right. So will you keep the mind from wrong. Whoso is slack in well doing comes to rejoice in evil. Now people who embrace being the bad guy, right? Embrace it because slack in well doings. If one offends, let him not repeat his offense. Let him not set his heart upon it. Sad is the piling up of sin. If one does well, let him repeat his well doing. Let him set his heart upon that. Glad is the storing up of good. The bad man sees good days until his wrongdoing ripens. And then he beholds evil days all the time. Even a good man may see evil days till his well-doing come to fruition. Then he behold good days all the time. Think not lightly of evil. It will not come nigh me. Drop by drop, the pitcher is full. Slowly, yet surely, the fool is saturated with evil. So people always think they get away with stuff that they know is wrong. But they don't know drop by drop, the pitcher is fully, and soon will be saturated with evil. Think not lightly of good, it will not come nigh me. Drop by drop, the pitcher is full. Slowly yet surely, the good are full with merit. All your good deeds, you may think nobody can see it, but drop by drop, the pitcher is being full, and slowly but surely the good are full with merit. A trader who pack is great and whose caravan is small shuns a dangerous road. A man who loves his life shuns poison. So do thou shun evil. He who has no wound can handle poison. The unwounded hand cannot absorb it. There is no evil to him that does evil. Whoso is offended by the inoffensive man, and whoso blames an innocent man, his evil return upon him as fine dust thrown against the wind. Try to pick up dust and throw it up in the air against the wind. That's what happens when you try to blame an innocent man. That's one of the worst things you can do, because everybody should be focused on doing good. Like, why you gonna stop the man who's doing good? If you like evil, you got plenty evil to go fight with. Fight with who you know. So go to the womb. Some go to the womb. Some evildoers to hell. The good goes to heaven. The sinless to nirvana. Not in the sky, nor in mid-ocean, nor in mountain cave can one find sanctuary from his sins. So he ain't talking about heaven and hell in a cartoon fashion. He talk about metaphysically, mentally. Not in the sky, not in the mid-ocean, not in the mountain cave can one find release from the conquering might of death. You gotta do that in the mind too. Self. If a man love himself, let him diligently watch himself. The wise one will keep vigil for the ones of the 3 watches of the night. Keep first thyself aright, then mayest thou advise others. So is the wise man unblameable. If one so shapes his own life as he direct others, himself controlled, he will duly control others. Self, they say, is hard to tame. A man is his own helper. Okay, who else is there to help? By self-control, man is rare help to himself, because man too busy trying to help and save everything else outside of himself. And the problem consists of man himself. Most of the evil acts done by the man who couldn't control himself. And the older they've been, they is, the more of a problem that it is. That's why it's rare. They help himself. The ill that is begun and has its growth and its being in self bruises the foolish one as the diamond pierces its own matrix and is sinking. It's a man constantly boring holes in the ship that he traveling on. We just finished in 161. We just finished explaining an example of that. The O that is begun and has its growth and its being in self bruises the foolish one. As the creeper overpowers the tree, so he who sin is great works for himself the havoc his enemy will wish for him. Right? You doing worse than you can ever do, and any enemy can wish when you harm yourself. L is easy to do. It is easy to do harm. Hard indeed it is to do helpful and good deeds. Who so fondly repudiate the teaching of the noble and the virtuous Arats, following false doctrine like the bamboo which bear fruits in its own destruction. Thou art brought low by the evil thou hast done thyself. Brought low by the evil that hast done thyself. By the evil thou hast left undone, art thou purified. By the evil thou hast left undone, art thou purified. Purity and impurity are things of man inmost self. No man can purify another. A lot of things man gotta do himself. Even for great benefit to another, let no man imperil his own benefit. When he has realized what is for his own good, let him pursue that earnestly. Don't stop. Anger. I think that's the last one. Put away anger. Eschew self-woe. Conquer every bond. No suffering touches him who does not cling to phenomenal existence, but calls nothing to his own. Right? Own nothing. Control everything. Whoso controls his rising anger as a running chariot, him I call a charioteer. The others only hold the reins. By calmness, let a man overcome wrath. Let him overcome evil by good. The miser, let him subdue by liberality, and the liar by truth. Speak the truth. Be not angry. And that's why you try to tell them, boy, like, hey, stop trying to fight and kill me. Listen. Pay attention. Don't get mad. The number one thing they not like, because he been telling them about themselves what he been seeing, and that's truth. Stuff that ain't changing. Give of thy poverty to the suppliant. By these three virtues a man attain to the company of the gods. The innocents, the sages, those whose action is controlled, these go to the eternal state where they know not sorrow, nirvana. And please leave those people alone. I can say that again. innocent. Like, that's what evil at its worst. All taints pass away from them who are ever vigilant and active day and night with faces set towards nirvana. This is an ancient law, or atula, or batula, not the jar of a day. Men blame the silent and then blame the talker. Even the man of few words they blame. No one in the world gets off on blame. There never was, nor will be, nor is there not to be found, not wholly blame or who wholly praise. But who is worthy to blame him, whom the wise praise after daily scrutiny? Who is himself wise and without blemish as a metal of purest gold? Even the gods seek to emulate such a man. Even Brahma praise him. See, he was getting them boy face. Cause you know, man, gonna have the outside show, and Buddha be like, I don't see it. guard against evil deeds, control of body, eschew evil deeds, and do good. I think that's like shun. When they get on the, even like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and stuff like that, when they get on the shoebox, that's what you call holy zeal. They kind of speak the gospel. Like, people only look at those things as the Hollywood United States modern day version of church Christianity. They saying, let's call it what it is. That's just a TV. But Sermō, that's just saying a speech. To dread, to shun, to avoid, shunning of a person or physical object, but rather only to the avoidance or shunning of an idea, concept, or other intangible. Like Moors want to shun the term more, M-O-O-R, English, more, mar, shy away. They want to eschew it in the public. Like, we got time to play with them. Go shun something else. Shun evil things. Shun evil words. Control the tongue. Eschew evil words and speak good ones. Guard against evil thoughts. Control the mind. Eschew evil thoughts and think good ones. The wise control and act words and thought. And what all the prophets say are well controlled indeed. So we done for this one. I think we have two more. I probably do the whole book. Read the whole book live. Commentate. React. So peace. Until next time.